All right, hello everybody. My name is Thor Young. I'm a moderator at Bear Bull Traders, and I'm going to be doing a recap for you today, and I'm going to be doing it in the Bear Bull Traders chat room. So you can see over here that we've actually got the chat up, which is a lot of fun. So you can kind of see what it looks like in the world of YouTube in our chat room and how kind of things are going on in here. So I wanted to go over my trades with you today because I was talking with everyone in the chat room. That's so funny, and we're talking with everybody in the chat room. So I thought I'd go over everything. So today is a really fun day for me and a recap I'm looking forward to doing because I actually had basically my best trading day that I've had so far. It's not my best trading day necessarily because of profit, but because of execution. I had plans that I wanted to do. I decided to narrow my watch list a little bit today and go back to just carrying 2 or 3 stocks and focusing on those and trying to really carry too many stocks. I ended up with a fourth one there for a little bit, but I really tried to dial that down, and I really ended up focusing on DOCU and BA. DOCU, I was kind of expecting it to break up and to kind of have some upward momentum, that I was hoping to catch a short on it. And then on BA, I also planned on taking a short on it, but a little differently. So BA had already, and if you look over onto my screen here, BA on my 1 minute, you can see in the pre-market, BA was already under VWAP and was starting to lose it pretty well. It lost S1, the red to green line, TFL, anything that I like to use, it was getting below it. So this puts it into that territory for me. I like using what Brian Pesum, our Prophet of Profit, calls the Rising Devil. And we call it the Rising Devil, obviously, because you get this big push in the beginning that looks quite bullish, but then it's really just a big squeeze happening, and then it rolls over and just goes the other direction. And BA gave me that today. So you can see here, BA opened. It opened with a lot of shares, 500,000, really not that bad. It came up here and pressed, held above that, and then it went up for VWAP. As soon as it hit VWAP, I saw a ton of shares flood across the tape on the L2. So I knew this is what we were looking for. So my stop loss was the top of my wick here at VWAP. My entry here was the crossing of S1. I went short. First partial was about 4-1, almost 5-1. So really nice first partial. Next partial, significantly higher than that, and I'm actually still holding some BA now. So this partial here was only about 20%, 25%. This one another 25%, and then I dropped down to 10% here, and then another 25% here. So I'm like at 10-15% of my position now, and I'm just holding to see if I'm going to get one more drop down. I'd like to go all out a little bit below S4. And see if that goes. But look here at the pivots, and look how well the Camarilla pivot points held up on this trade today. Notice S1 for the short, right? S3 for the consolidation. It chopped between S3 and S2, right? Descended against S3 for a really long time, finally left it, broke it, and went straight down, right? And then this level here, 230.55, is actually a daily level from the breakout range. So that's why I wanted to make sure that I got a partial there instead of waiting all the way for S4. Hey, Paul, how's it going? So that is my BA trade. My other trade, which is kind of my daily pride and joy, was this beauty on DOCU. Look at that. I might humble brag. May I have a little humble brag? Look, I may print this one out and post it on my wall as an aspiration for what I want to achieve on a daily basis. So we had a nice push here off of VWAP. DOCU really pushed up, but notice when it got up to this high area around 255, notice what happens with the volume here. The volume really starts to taper off quite a bit, and it showed even on these big pullbacks. Really not very much volume. I mean, look at the size of these candles. You should have this kind of volume, but you don't. You've got little, it's really tapering off. And then eventually you can see here, let me get a little tighter. You can see we made this top here. We bounced VWAP, got up, got pushed down again. Look at all these wicks. Look at all these wicks. It's like every time the price goes up, it's just getting blown right back down, right? And then we go up here, we press 1, 2, 3 times. Every time it gets blown back down, and as soon as it makes a new low, below this guy right here, I went short on it and just gave it the top of that wick, right? And then this one, boom, a nice little, probably about a 3-to-1, 4-to-1 partials right there, more off at 5. And then I waited for R3 on that one. And then this is what really makes me stoked about this. Held down to R1, all out at R1. I have no position left on DOCU. Waited for we had the big volume come up and come down. I decided I'm going to bail at R1 because I saw the volume coming in. And look at that, boom, from the top to the bottom, right? What more can you hope for in a trade than to go short at the top and to cover at the bottom, right? So and that was a really nice hold. That was a quarter of my entire position I held from 248 down to 241 for a pretty monster level move. So like I said, I'm pretty stoked about the execution today. So anyway, that is the recap for today. I hope you know that you know, kind of got that across. Anyone in the chat, anything about that you find interesting that you want to? I'm going to post this up in a little bit. So if you have any questions about any of this part, I'd be happy to throw it in there. So because one we had yeah, thanks Hamish. Someone was asking how to configure the pivot level, so I can show you that. That's a nice one. Yeah, I should have added, right? I was just, you know, rolling it so well. So if you want to try the Camarilla pivot points, hey Ann, how's it going? You can see here that you can add them. Let's see, we'll pull them in here. That's pivot point study right here above VWAP. You can add it here, pivot points. All right, now when you add them, make sure you go to Config EX and uncheck Include in Scale, or else it's going to smush up for you, and it won't look right. So, and then go in here, and this is how I have them configured, and I'll leave this on the screen just for a second. So if you just want to grab a screenshot or something, then that'll work. Oh, nice, Geo. Perfect exit then. So I went all out at R1, Rick, because the volume profile on the stock changed. So as it came down, and I'll see, let me pull that off. As it came down into R1, we had this really pretty waterfall down. And then as it got down into this area, our average volume really started to pick up here. And then it, you know, I was really kind of feeling that R1. If you were looking at the level 2, the tape, you could see even right here that the bid was really starting to stack up aggressively, a little too close to the price. So it was really, I really thought it was starting to bottom out, and I said, you know what, I'm at R1. I got a really great move. I've seen the volume come in, the bid stepping up on the tape. I think I'm going to go ahead and take this all out. And sure enough, it broke down R1, got that, and then we got our decent volume signal, and now we've got this going on right here, which is interesting. So DOCU actually might just be done for the day. It may just chop this R2, R1 range because the volume's really died off now. But anyway, all right, everybody, I'm going to roll out this recap. For everyone out there in YouTube land, if you liked the video, please go ahead and throw me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. I use Camarilla pivot points. I also used a lot of daily levels. So if you're interested in those, subscribe to the channel and ring the bell. And you'll be able to go see our pre-market show in the morning where Carlos and Norm yank all these levels out and give them to you firsthand. So I hope everyone has a great day. And as always, keep it green.